Aqua Magic system with Aqua Magic tank. What you need: scissors, tape measure, two 1.2 volt nickel metal hydride HR 6AA rechargeable batteries from 1800 mAh and above. Time required: 45 minutes. Difficulty: easy. Introduction. Aqua Magic system is an innovative system by Claber for watering up to 20 pots on a terrace or in a small vegetable patch without needing to connect to the electrical or water mains. The heart of the Aqua Magic system is a special timer which uses two AA rechargeable batteries powered by a photovoltaic panel and an integrated electric pump which draws the water from any container and distributes it through the drippers. Drip irrigation guarantees healthy plants without any waste. Using the Aqua Magic tank, which holds 80 litres of water, the system can operate autonomously for up to 4 weeks before needing refilling. With larger or smaller containers, this period might be longer or shorter. With the Aqua Magic system, 2 irrigation lines can be set up to water up to 10 pots each. An irrigation system can be set up on 3 levels, with different water flow rates for the pots lower down and those higher up. Every plant in your vegetable patch or on your terrace receives the right amount of water, close to the roots, and pots can be positioned on different levels. Pots can also be positioned above the level of the tank, on a floor higher up for example, while still receiving enough water. To water large pots and balcony planters, 2 irrigation lines can be set up on different levels. To work correctly, the photovoltaic panel on the Aqua Magic system timer should be exposed to direct, prolonged sunlight. If the timer is used together with the Aqua Magic tank, wait for the water inside the tank to cool before watering. We recommend setting the irrigation program to start in the early hours of the morning before sunrise. What's in the Aqua Magic system kit? The Aqua Magic system kit contains everything you need to set up your drip irrigation system right away. One Aqua Magic timer with photovoltaic panel and water pump. 1 wall bracket complete with screws and plugs. 1 1/4-inch filter. 1 non-return valve. 6 1/4-inch tees. 6 end-of-line plugs. 20 drippers. 20 stakes. 20 meters of 1/4-inch feeding hose. What's in the Aqua Magic tank box? The Aqua Magic tank box includes all the components you need to set up a sturdy and elegant 80-litre tank without using any tools. Assembling the Aqua Magic tank. To assemble the Aqua Magic tank, first take the plastic circular base. Slot the aluminium legs into the base, crossing them over and positioning them on the guides in the middle of the circular base. Screw the base top on tightly. Clip the non-slip feet onto the lower part of the base legs that rests on the floor, pressing down slightly. Turn the structure over and place the feet on the ground. Take the PVC tank and thread the top part of the legs through the guides on the tank. Slot the 2 top legs with the tank into the bottom legs and screw the 4 couplings tightly. Take the top support, specifically designed to hold the Aqua Magic timer, and clip it onto the top bars by pressing lightly. The Aqua Magic tank structure is complete. After positioning it in the chosen spot, fill the tank through the hole on the top, using any standard watering can. The Aqua Magic tank can hold up to 80 litres of water. The overflow hole prevents the tank from being overfilled, guaranteeing stability. Suction hose from the tank to the timer. To prepare the water suction hose, first measure the distance between the bottom of the tank and the timer. Then cut off a section of hose of the same length from the coil supplied. If the timer is to be positioned on the tank support, prepare a length of 110 centimeters. Insert the filter in one end of the cut-off piece. For the system to operate properly, the filter should reach the bottom of the container. Thread the other end of the hose first through the hole in the protective cover on the tank and then through the hole in the support. Irrigation line from the timer to the plants. Now, to set up the irrigation line, take the roll of feeding hose and, starting from the timer, lay it out up to the first pot to be watered. Cut the feeding hose close to the first pot. Insert the special inline dripper in the end of the hose. Insert the other end of the dripper in the feeding hose that will connect to the next plant. Fix the dripper in the ground using the stake. Lay the feeding hose up to the next plant, then repeat the procedure. Cut the hose and insert the second dripper. Repeat in the same way next to each plant. Using the T-fittings, you can branch off from the main line. At the end of the irrigation line and any branches, insert an end-of-line plug to ensure the line is perfectly watertight. Preparing the timer. Insert the rechargeable batteries in the case on the bottom of the timer. Use good quality 1.2 volt nickel metal hydride HR 6AA rechargeable batteries from 1800 mAh and above. If the batteries have not already been charged, position the Aqua Magic system timer in direct sunlight, set it to off and wait for the batteries to charge. This normally requires one whole day. Put the timer on the Aqua Magic tank support and connect the water suction hose prepared earlier to the Aqua Magic system timer via the in outlet. After having prepared a section of hose measuring approximately 5 centimeters, connect the necessary non-return valve to the end of the feeding hose in the irrigation line. Then connect the feeding hose with the valve to the out outlet on the timer. Now, program the Aqua Magic system. Programming. The Aqua Magic system can be programmed quickly and easily using two simple dials, which adjust the watering quantity and frequency. The dripper dial is used to set the quantity of water dispensed by each dripper for the watering cycle, and can be set between 40 milliliters and 200 milliliters. Note that the quantity of water set is calculated based on 20 inline drippers. For example, if the dial is set to 100 milliliters for a watering line with 20 drippers, each dripper distributes 100 milliliters of water for each watering cycle. If the watering line has 10 drippers, each dripper distributes more than 100 milliliters of water, but less than 200 milliliters. The frequency dial indicates the watering frequency and can be set from 1 every day to 7 once a week. It is also possible to select every day with a 6-hour delay. Using this setting, for example, at 2 p.m., the watering cycle would start at 8 p.m. This is a useful option for setting evening or nighttime irrigation cycles. Here is how you program the timer. At the time you want the irrigation to start, for example at 8 p.m., turn the dripper dial to set the quantity of water to be distributed per dripper. For example, 140 milliliters. The LED remains off to show that programming is not yet complete. Set the watering frequency by turning the frequency dial, for example, to every 2 days. The LED flashes intensely for a few seconds and then flashes slowly. Programming is complete and the irrigation cycle starts immediately. Subsequent irrigation cycles follow the same settings. In our example, every 2 days at 8 p.m. until the water in the tank has been consumed. Programming can be changed at any time by turning the frequency dial to off, waiting for the LED to switch off, and then entering the new settings. To change the water quantity only, simply turn the dripper dial, without needing to turn the timer off first. Early stop. To stop the current irrigation program at any time, turn the frequency dial to off. Manual irrigation. To start dispensing 100 milliliters per dripper, turn the frequency dial to manual. The LED flashes for the whole duration of the irrigation. LED information. The LED on the back of the timer provides useful information on the status of the Aqua Magic system. During programming, where the dials are being turned, the LED turns green and flashes intensely. When the Aqua Magic system is dispensing water, or while it is waiting to start watering, the LED is green but flashes slowly. When the LED is yellow, this means that there is insufficient sunlight to charge the batteries, or that the batteries are running low, but the watering programs still run normally. If the LED turns red, this means that the batteries are flat and should be replaced or recharged. When the LED is off, this indicates that the timer has not been programmed correctly. Check the position of the dials. When the LED is red or off, no watering cycle is launched by the timer. Protection in winter. At the end of the watering season, before winter, remove the hose from the tank and run a manual program on the system, so as to drain the water from the irrigation circuit. Then remove the batteries and store the timer in a sheltered place, protected from frost and humidity. The Aqua Magic tank should also be emptied of any remaining water, then rinsed and left to dry. Then it can be disassembled quickly and tidily stored, taking up little space. This ensures the Aqua Magic system and Aqua Magic tank remain as good as new, ready to take care of your plants with the coming of spring. Aqua Magic System Reset. After long periods of inactivity, such as after winter, you may need to run this simple reset procedure to ensure that the Aqua Magic pump works correctly. Make sure that the batteries are charged and activate Aqua Magic by turning the frequency dial to any program to activate suction. Cut a length of 5 centimeters of the feeding tube supplied and insert it on the in water inlet. This is to help with the next step. Insert a syringe without a needle filled with water into the tube and squirt the water inside. If necessary, repeat multiple times. You should see water coming out of the out water outlet. The pump is now unlocked. Turn the timer to off. Claber, the masters of water.